everyone, welcome to Stephanie Reacts to Game of Thrones. Well, this was on episode 10 of Game of Thrones, so this would be season 3, episode 10, Mhysa. I think it is. But, wait a minute, wow, what was last week's one? Got to be... Just think about that for a minute. I was in tears last week. So I'm just hoping this week, I'm not in tears, but as a final, any final like Doctor Who, or whatever other programmes I've done, with the finals, I've great, I have, so prepare for me to cry again maybe, if it's anything like the last episode. So, let's jump right into this, and see what the Mhysa's all about.
You will release every slave in Yunkai. Reject this gift, and I shall show you no mercy.
Here we go, watch this. That's where you hanged last week at while we're all not getting killed.
Threw down their spears and surrendered.
The bitch stays.
Taking it to King's Landing, unless you kill me. Well, you must be on the way.
I'm not killing you, just making a few alterations.
The Night Fort's closest to Castle Black. It's got a secret sally port, the Black Gate, as old as the wall itself. It leads through the wall, right down into the Night Fort.
Stop.
But your father...
I won't share your bed. Not until you want me to.
Aye.
What if I never want you to?
And so my watch begins.
Good on you.
He's a crow. He'll stab us in the back first chance he gets.
Kill him.
Yes, it does.
Wolves are out there. You're a warg, Bran. Do it.
So the White Walkers are then, they take control of something else because they had the right turn right, and that. Is that what happened there maybe?
I'm going beyond the wall.
Hey, Brandon?
It won't be safe for Rickon.
I'm coming with you.
You and Osher and Shaggy Dog head for the last hearth.
She's going to kill him.
Sacrifice him.
The boy's your nephew.
The usurper of Stark. This is his power.
It's him, he started it.
Blood.
Got salt pork for the feast.
Our feast is over.
Mother.
The Lannisters send their regards. It's too late.
Not this again. Good job he actually saved her. Stuart and Lord Bolton. He did last week. So there's all the kids now. Except for Jon Snow. Jon Snow and the kids. Alive. There. She knows her family's deep now. She does.
Walder Frey gets all the credit. Or the blame, I suppose, depending on your allegiance. Walder Frey is many things, but a brave man, no. He never would have risked such an action if he didn't have certain assurances.
Which you got from me. Do you disapprove?
I'm all for cheating. This is war. But to slaughter them at a wedding...
Explain to me why it is more noble to kill 10,000 men in battle than a dozen at dinner.
So that's why you did it? To save lives?
To end the war, to protect the family. Do you want to write a song for the dead Starks? Go ahead. Write one. I'm in this world a little while longer. To defend the Lannisters, to defend my blood.
The Northerners will never forget.
Good. Let them remember what happens when they march on the south. All the Stark men are dead. Winterfell is a ruin. Roose Bolton will be named Warden of the North.
Starks are not dead. Still got Bran,
your son
brother.
by Sansa comes of age.
Jon Snow. Jon Snow's not a Stark though, but
I believe you still have some work to do on that score.
Do you think she'll open her legs for me after I tell her how we murdered her mother and brother?
One way or another, you will get that girl pregnant.
Not rape her.
Shall I explain to you in one easy lesson how the world works?
Use small words. I'm not as bright as you.
The house that puts family first will always defeat the house that puts the whims and wishes of its sons and daughters first. A good man does everything in his power to better his family's position, regardless of his own selfish desires. Does that amuse you?
No, it's a very good lesson. Only it's easy for you to preach utter devotion to family when you're making all the decisions.
Easy for me.
You'll die, Walder.
The late Walder Frey. Old Tully called me because I didn't get my men to the Tridents in time for battle. He thought he was witty. Look at us now, Tully. You're dead. Your daughter's dead. Your grandson's dead. Your son spent his wedding night in a dungeon, and I'm Lord of Riverrun.
The Blackfish escaped.
An old man on the run, with no allies. I had Tywin Lannister backing me. Who does he have?
As you say.
They all laughed at me.
Look there, you've got
all those high lords. They all thought they were better than me. Ned Stark, Hoster Tully. People snigger when I marry a young girl, but who said a word when John Arryn married a little Tully bitch?
You'll be needing a new young girl.
Yeah. Got that to look forward to. And you, the Warden of the North. No more Starks to bow and scrape to. Must have been torture following that stupid boy all over the country.
He ignored my advice at every turn.
Penis is eating.
What? Yeah. Pork sausage. You think I'm some sort of savage?
Aye.
When people talk about phantom limbs, an amputee might have an itch where his foot used to be. So I've always wondered.
Theon's dad and sister, that's what it is.
Leave the north now, or more boxes will follow with more Theon. Signed, Ramsay Snow, natural-born son of Roose Bolton, Lord of the Dreadfort, and Warden of the North. Get that out of my sight.
In our fleet. I'm going to choose the 50 best killers on the Iron Islands. I'm going to sail up the narrow sea all the way to the Weeping Water. I'm going to march on the Dreadfort. I'm going to find my little brother. And I'm going to bring him home.
Dead or alive.
State of affairs.
I was born flea bottom, just like you.
Sure you were. You're my friend. We're
Yes.
here to help.
I live below the Street of Flower.
How far below? How close to the Red Keep were you?
The shit that poured from their privy pipes flowed down the side of Egon's Hill, along Tanner's Row, and right in front of my front door, on Gin Alley. On the Street of Steel, with your armour and your knights, you lived in the fancy part of town. And here we are now. Two boys from Flea Bottom in the castle of a king.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
We're
all the same,
we're
really.
prisoners. He's not now.
She went to great pains to point that out to me.
If you mistrust fancy people so much, why were you in such a hurry to trust her?
You're me. Never been with a woman, never talked to a woman, really. And then she comes at you. Big words, no clothes. What would you have done?
And she does know the way around a man's head. I'll give her that.
Did you kill her?
So how'd you become a lord?
Oh, that's a long story.
Better not then. I'm a bit busy.
Many years ago I helped King Stanislav with...
When a late blooming philosopher. Will you be facing your marriage to Sir Loris with the same philosophical spirit?
I won't be marrying Sir Loris.
Well,
I seem to remember saying something similar about my own marriage.
You're not me. You want to make things better for Sansa? Give her a child.
So you can tell Father it was you who finally talked me into it.
So she can have some happiness in her life.
You have children. How happy would you say you are?
Not very.
Not very.
That's
But if it weren't for my children, I'd have thrown myself from the highest window in the Red Keep. They're the reason I'm alive.
Even Joffrey?
Even Joffrey.
No.
It was all I had once, before Marcella was born. I used to spend hours looking at him.
Joffrey's an inbreeded child.
His tiny little hands and feet. Such a jolly little fellow. You always hear the terrible ones were terrible babies. We should have known. Even then, we should have known. It's nonsense. Whenever he was with me, he was happy. And no one can take that away from me, not even Joffrey. How it feels to have someone. Someone of your own.
How long does it go on?
Until we've dealt with all our enemies.
Every time.
You know, I didn't have a choice. You always knew who I was. What I am. I have to go home now. I know you won't hurt me.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I do know some things. I know I love you.
When he grows up.
I know you love me.
You do.
King does not have time for this drudgery. To all the lords and noble men of Westeros.
Noblemen.
Noble men of Westeros. The night watch implores.
What is it?
Somebody coming for you.
Why are they ringing the bells? Are we being attacked?
Stay here. Bar the door.
Usurper Robb Stark is dead, betrayed by his bannerman.
And you take credit because you dropped a leech into the fire.
I take no credit. I have faith, and my faith has been rewarded.
Your Grace, the world has got so far bent. I've seen things crawl out of nightmares, but my eyes were open. I don't know if Robb Stark died because of red woman sorcery or because at war men die all the time, but I do know that uniting the 7 kingdoms with blood magic is wrong. It is evil, and you are not an evil man.
Do you know who had this table carved and painted, Sir Davos?
Aegon Targaryen.
And do you know how Aegon Targaryen conquered Westeros?
On the back of his dragon, Balerion the Dread.
He had a smaller fleet than the kings he faced, and a smaller army, but he had 3 dragons. Dragons of magic, Sir Davos. My enemies have made my kingdom bleed. I will not forget that.
You won't forget that at all, you remember?
I will punish them with any arms at my disposal.
You do not need to burn the boy.
What
you say is true.
He's not done anything to you.
Blood killed Robb Stark.
And our king is still no closer to the Iron Throne. A great gift requires a great sacrifice.
Doesn't he mean the boy?
His name's Gendry. He's a good lad. A poor lad from Flea Bottom who happens to be your nephew.
What is the life of one
family.
bastard boy against a kingdom?
Everything.
Cersei.
Jon's him, Jamie's him.
You don't deny it?
No. I let him go.
Oh my god, he's gonna die.
Your mercy saved the boy's life. You feel good about that?
Aye, I do.
You saved one innocent. How many tens of thousands have you doomed?
There has got to be another way.
What other way? Tell us about this other way!
I don't know you, Grace. I can't see it in the fire.
Very well, Sir Davos Seaworth. I, Stannis, of the House Baratheon, first in my name, rightful king of the Andals, and the first men sentenced you to die.
I understand. But since you haven't yet unnamed me Hand of the King, it is my duty to advise you against it. You're gonna need me.
Take him away.
Well, I'm gonna need you.
My king.
It's from Mhysa Aemon of the Night's Watch. Their Lord Commander is dead. Took a ranging party north and never made it back. One lad did, though. What he saw beyond the wall, it's coming. For all of us.
Sam, the White Walkers. No stuff. That's the final. Something big's got to go. Have to go down.
Be Izi za Daenerys Targaryen, Jalmazmo, Dorzalti, Dario Sikudo Dariti Vestero, Munya za Drizolti.
Of dragons.
Zavazersko Enka Jivaderve.
No.
Tarari Jalvazie Engot Daor. Jevite Bagon Daor. Dervi Jerry Sidibilos Daor. Gemele Meli Sidibilos. Lomiri Ziri.
Now you're free, people.
Magon Bestila. Tolvis Jevis.
Now, because if you don't belong to her, then you're slaves to her still. You'll feel like you want to work for her.
What does it mean? She's old Kiskari, Khaleesi. It means mother. All right.
Feels like a good wee thing here. There are dragons born down the city. Near the King's Landing, to the Iron Throne. Well everyone, that was a better episode it was than the last one. Last one was great, aye, it made me tear up and cry. But this one had a happy ending at the end of it. And I have known, I've said the title of this episode's wrong. I said Mhysa, but it's actually Mhysa. From like it says at the ending there, like mother it means. So I apologise for getting the title wrong of this episode. And well, next week, season 4. Hey, can't wait for that season. So everybody, I'll wrap it up here. Until then, I'll see you next week for a brand new season of Game of Thrones. Until then, have a great week. Bye.